anyway, we are helping the Battle Within, and we're starting a class with BCP, which is the tiny homes. So we'll be their art program in that part of town. We'll probably start with all their clients, residents, yeah, and then open it up to the community from there. So
our first class there, first cohort there is August 17th. In case he's giving me the nod. She's like, yep, you got it right, Gary. She also helps keep me, organized. That's hard to do. I mean, even though Trish and I've been self-employed for 30 years, and one of the businesses we built went up to 250 employees before we sold it. And so we're used to being in that entrepreneurial mindset all the time, looking for opportunity and how we can make something better, a situation better, a process better, or solution. And so
we're used to working like 20 hours
15 20 hours a day.
Wow.
We don't know what to do with ourselves if we only worked 8.
So I couldn't be more proud of what we're doing. I'm like that proud, not grandpa. Well, I am a grandpa, but that proud papa looking at all the things that are going on, all the different moving pieces, and how quickly we got this ramped up and to the point of now, looking at the programs and seeing how we can have excellence in what, in everything that we're doing. And that's so vitally important.
We had a nurse go through, we just started a new cohort last week before last. Anyway, we had a nurse go through and he was blown away by it that he invited two more
people that he worked with.
So he was like, this is what we need. So, it's people have been through, pretty much all of us have been through a lot in the last couple of years, but the medical field also. So that's why we added them in. And it's cool to see people like, yes, when we went to VFW, every person, we hardly saw anybody from Kansas City that was a veteran, but from all the different other states and Europe and everything, they're like, we need this in our city, or we need, everybody. We have an invitation to travel 50 states if we want to.
Yes.
So
wow,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was very interested.
We set up, we had a 20 by 20 booth, and we set up a full, art gallery of all warrior artists, and actually sold 2 pieces, which, doesn't happen at a convention too often. The whole thing was an educational deal to get the mission of Monkey Brain out there so people know what Monkey Brain art is. And, that's probably one of the bigger things, is struggling to get some recognition to grow the program, because we have to continually fill the pipeline with students. So referring somebody or letting somebody know, hey, you ought to go check out these classes. They're free. The art festival last year, we had 20 pieces of art sold by warriors that had never shown or sold art or gotten a commission. We probably only had about 5 that had sold art before. And that in one day we had sold 20 pieces was just amazing. Well, this year at the World War I, just Saturday traffic with them is about 2,000 people. And we're going to be there, and we're going to have a lot of great corporate sponsors for the event, and a lot of VSOs. So we're going to do something new. We're going to have a warrior support village to be named later. We're looking for that sponsor to put their name over the top of it. But we're going to invite veteran service organizations and first responder organizations, and then our corporate partners, to all be in the space to collaborate and have those conversations. The idea of bringing VSOs together and first responder organizations together, I think has been a goal of a lot of people in the city, but we just don't manage to connect. And, you know, a lot of it comes down, oh, your donor list. I can't show you my donor list. I don't want you to take donors from me or anything else. And I get that. I'm a really competitive guy, but I got, you know, I set aside on things like this because I think together we're so much more powerful to get things done, to move the needle more rapidly. And so I think it's crucial that we have events like that where we can invite in other veteran service organizations and corporate sponsors and, you know, first responders. And it's just critical. I think it's really critical that we start linking up.
Yeah.
I don't know if we mentioned this yet or not, but the most important thing is this is not therapy.
Yes.
We are not art therapists. So we don't want anybody to get that confused. We have discovered art to calm us. And so we're just trying to pass on art, different forms of art.
Meditation and
to help
mindfulness.
calm them. So yeah. And I think that's kind of attractive to people is we're not therapists, we're just
No,
we
not
just
there's
want to
anything
love
wrong.
on you and we want you to be part of our community and that's it.
Not that there's anything wrong with therapists.
No.
We're just not those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. No,
I think real life experience and, just the interaction with people. And when you say, hey, when I paint this, it does this. And they're like, yeah, I get that. I totally get that.
I think it kind of serves as a loophole too for people who struggle with the concept of going to therapy. And there are people that have to use strength to overcome any stipulations and build the strength to go to therapy. But this is another route of, it's a lot easier to get the help I need through not therapy. I guess nobody will see this video, so I just put ear quotes up for those of you who can't see what I'm doing. But yeah, so people to not even have to work on the strength to do that, but to still find peace in a way that is easier for them to handle. So I think that is I do find important to highlight that you guys say that. It's really cool.
It is very important. Now, I see a therapist, right?
Yeah.
I make sure that the medication I'm taking is doing what it's supposed to do and stay on course. So yeah, I work with a therapist because I think that's very important. And he has his place in my life and in my journey to, get me where I need to be at. And so I can say right now, 4 years ago, I wouldn't have been grounded enough to be able to start a program like this. I was going through a lot of trauma. Trish during COVID battled breast cancer. And so all of 2020, that was a huge stressor on our lives. And I mean, as you can see, she's beautiful and she's cancer free. And, that's the important thing. And so your focus starts to really change, in 1 year, she was cancer free. And then, we had our first grandbaby. And so you're like, okay, what's my legacy? What am I leaving? What is it that I need to do? So this is it. I mean, this is legacy building, next phase of life stuff. So I'll never retire. I don't think Trish will either.
We get bored too easily.
Yeah. Well, like you said, you're following your guys' passion and purpose. So I mean, probably doesn't even feel like work for you.
Yeah. You can't retire if you're not working.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
it's all the behind the back scenes of paperwork that we don't like.
I hate paperwork. I'm honest with everybody about it. I tried to be good at work doing paperwork and I was miserable. And so I went, okay, well, I'm just, paperwork. I need help.
That's why we have Katie.
I need help. Kate does a lot.
Shaking her
Kate
head.
does a lot of work with paperwork.
She does a lot more. She's one of the art instructors also.
Yeah, she's an art instructor. She's an artist in her own right. She's an amazing artist. And, we're really proud of her. The growth that we've seen in just a year and a half has just been amazing.
And the great thing about our artists instructors is everybody has, even though they may do the same process, they have a different message, it's like, it's different. Nobody does the same kind of art, which is really cool to, I think that's good for the students too, because it is art is what you see, everybody sees art differently.
So when we talk to them and they're maybe struggling a little bit, like, I'm not quite sure how to draw an apple or whatever, obviously we're there to help guide them, to show them techniques and everything else. And, just watching them work through that and then hitting their groove, which we had a lady in our class at Smithville at the American Legion, and Katie, did she ever do watercolors before? Yeah. So she's in her 60s, never done watercolor, and she painted 2 pieces in class that were just blew me away. And I think it blew her away too. But so this weekend we went and bought, a watercolor set and pads and brushes and everything else to give to her, because I want to see her pursue that. I want her to see how much she can stretch herself without causing stress and anxiety. Right. But that's a big part of, teaching them how to recognize and, and it's all from my experience of dealing with this on a daily basis for years. Yeah.
And for like, local listeners or somebody that's considering, they think this is the right fit for them, they want to pursue this, kind of where would they go to get more information or kind of get started? I kind of started the process. I saw there was like a form to fill out, but maybe you guys kind of walk us through that too. And
yeah, absolutely. So once again, Katie, she built the website, and at www.monkeybrainart.org. There is a form that you can go online and fill out, and then Katie will contact you to see, here's the dates that we have coming up. She's got everything scheduled through December.
I think they're all posted on there also.
They should be, yeah.
Katie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also there's a volunteer tab. So if you're interested in volunteering, we need volunteers to come to class. We need volunteers for our art festival. We need volunteers to go out in the community and talk to different groups. Maybe the thing with the fire stations and police stations, you have to go to those individually and make a connection. So yeah, we have lots of opportunity for anybody that wants to get involved.
And we have a volunteer coordinator, Sarah, that you can get in touch with. So just go to the volunteer tab. And then, of course, if you want to donate, because this is all got to get paid for, and art is expensive. Art supplies are ridiculous.
Man.
So, if you want to donate, there's a place to go do that.
Okay.
Awesome.
And remember, Art Festival, the Kansas City United Art Festival, World War I Museum Memorial on October the 8th.
Okay.
10 to 6.
It's on our website also.
It's on our website. There's a banner at the top of the website. But yeah, I love people go visit the website, click through it, see what we're doing. There's lots of pictures of the different cohorts and different pieces of art, and just us having a great time. The Monkey Squad helping people out.
Fun is mandatory.
Fun. Rule number 7. Fun is mandatory.
You will have fun.
We thank you for listening, and we hope you got something helpful out of this.
Right now, the best way to support us is to simply spread the word. If you know a fellow veteran who could use some resources to elevate their life, send them our way.
Until next time, remember to check your 0s, 5s, 10s, and 25s.